Powerhouse is like the extreme example of
Can we
this.
just watch the guy with the pink socks now?
Pink socks?
Yeah, he has pink socks. He's one of
Yeah.
those. He's
Turn
one of
that
those
video
green
on right
screeners.
now. Turn that video on right now.
As soon as I said
Man,
pink
he
socks, like, oh, yeah,
he
turn this
You
locked
tell
in.
me they were training with the programmer socks. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Here, give me a sec.
Turn that shit on immediately. What the fuck?
We gotta bully the shit out of him. He has the pink socks.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Yeah,
I
look at
would've-
this
I
dude.
would've
Look at this dude. He's got pink
Oh,
socks.
ew.
Ages ago.
It's Kirby pink, man.
That's just Kino. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
pink
the
socks.
fuck?
The pink
pbean Studios?
Yeah, that's his name.
I'd
His
be
name is
ashamed if I looked
pbean.
like that, bro. I wouldn't
Why-
show my face.
He's literally on like the Meet the Sniper background with a Minecraft campfire surrounded by like fucking rocks from forest. And he's got some, like dorky. Gee. Dude, this shit would have went hard when I was like 13, but I'm not 13 anymore, so this just looks like shit. And by this would have went hard when I was, and by goes hard when I was 13. I'm actually lying because I never would have been caught dead looking at some live action guy like this wearing pink socks.
I feel
you're a
like I
femboy.
feel secondary embarrassment just looking at this.
Femboy.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
why I want to watch the video. He had the pink
it's-
socks. That was funny.
and it's got Patrick Starr's face on them, if you can see on the
Yeah, it's this it's SpongeBob
You should've
Is
sauce.
it supposed to be it's supposed to be it's supposed to be Patrick Bean Studios.
yeah.
Patrick Bean, because I see the Bean guy has like Patrick's shorts on. This is like
This is how you
awesome.
know
All right,
everything he's
that's
gonna
your
say
video
at
ready.
this point is truth because he presents himself with such carelessness.
This is how you know everything he says is going to come from the opinion of somebody who mains either scout, pyro, or medic. Because he's
Maybe.
wearing.
I don't think he
Or-
even plays this game. I think he's one of those like gaming
he's
tourists.
LARPing.
He's a perpetual
He's LARPing,
tourist,
yeah.
but by the way
He's
he
LARPer.
talks.
Vulture, bro.
Much like Arch, but at least Arch attempts to sound professional. Alex,
Did you
if
watch
you
this
remember.
video yet?
I've watched
No.
this one before. None of you else have, I don't think. But
Oh,
it's been a
boy.
bit since I properly like sat down to look at this video.
Turn it up.
So
Turn it on. I have no mouth.
We
but I
must see the pink socks guy.
yeah.
How's it going,
yeah.
everybody? Name's Patrick, and it is cold. It is actually really cold. One
brag.
second.
This sucks.
Now, it may be cold
Bro.
out right now, but what certainly is not cold is the topic of this video, which is long
this off,
range
bro.
and snipers.
No,
Now, this topic
Kino,
seems
bro.
to be really polarizing within the gaming community, and I'm going to be fueling the fire here.
This Ferrari noise
and
is
hey,
really
do you-
tied
do
all
you hear
together.
that? Do you hear that? What's that noise?
I hear Tar. Tar noises.
The sniper.
Dude, this is creature gear.
That must be all the
Yeah,
anime
that's why we wanted to watch
users
this video.
recording in unison.
Why is there just so
Stereotypically
much
livid
noise?
that something they like is under scrutiny. And yeah, what's that other?
Bruh.
What is
What's
this?
that other noise? There's something else I hear.
Killed me. Sniper. I walk.
Ah, that must be all the incompetent retards that can't seem to comprehend what a sightline is.
Based?
Base,
We're off to a
base,
good
base,
start
base.
here, aren't we? Yeah,
I hate
we're off
it
to
when
a good
people start their videos with this level of pretension.
Oh my god, turn this off.
I know. It's such an eyesore. The problem with range.
So as we all know, multiplayer shooters are a remarkably diverse genre of video games. There are games out there that make you feel like this tiny ant in this massive world, and then there are others where you feel like the map is smaller than you are. And then there are some games that are able to capture
Is that a
both of
goddamn
those feelings
Minecraft
at the exact
piston?
same time.
Yeah.
There are some games where you're
Seems to
moving
be.
around at the speed of sound, and then there's other games where you're constantly moving like there's a broomstick up your rectum. Some games make all the players these really tanky damage sponges, and then others where a stern look in someone's direction will cause them to just ragdoll all over the floor. Multiplayer shooters can vary so much in gameplay, and it's such a vague umbrella term that adequately describing a game will require a plethora
Okay,
of
you know what?
subgenres.
You know
But
what?
the
One thing
that
he
will
did get right here, right?
We
I
got
will say
through
that unlike
2
the
minutes before pausing. That is the record of longest time. Someone has said so much nothing that we all said nothing in return. 2 whole
one
minutes.
thing I will say that at least he's being honest in the sense that you can't really answer this for every game, but he's going to try, and that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Like unlike the Arch, like the Arch video, right? He was like, oh yeah, the snipers are definitively a problem in every game ever. He is saying they're not a problem in every game, but
No, he will change his tune.
Yeah,
He will
yeah,
change
that's what I'm
his
saying.
tune.
He's gonna change his tune to like.
This is the bait
appease
for the Switch to come.
Yeah, this is the bait. Yeah, exactly. This is like the Zesty map tier list video where he's gonna do the bait and switch, and then we're all gonna cry.
Dude, that was one of the funnier ones we did, I think.
We should do a part 2, but
I don't want to do that.
it was really
every
funny.
single one of them
It was
is
funny,
that you
yeah.
got a bunch of idiots, and they all have guns. And the thing with guns is that not all of them will have the same effective range, and because games like to both add variety and also represent the real world, we end up with the conventional
Okay, wait,
range system.
pause. Why do we want to represent the real world like this, bro? Not every game is
Just look
trying
at
to
the
do
scatter
that.
He already has forgotten that this changes from game to
look
game.
at the scatter gun.
Yeah.
Look at the scatter gun.
Yeah. He's already forgotten what he said earlier about this changing.
Frankie's like nail gun schizo rant is
Schizo?
actually coming in here.
Yeah, seriously. No, it's like he's
Yeah,
already.
Scattergun does look retarded.
He genuinely has forgotten that the real world representation is part of what changes from game to game, and it varies depending on the design intention of the game. So,
Or that's assuming if there even is real world influence, but that's
Yeah, but bro
Yeah.
forgot to wear shoes. He
Yeah.
can't even. He can't even
I've been staring at
those
the feet
dogs
this
out,
whole
bro.
fucking time, bro.
bro.
I just know he hasn't. I just know he hasn't changed what he looks like in these shots because I'm not dumb. He's wearing the pink Patrick socks still, right? Let me look. Yes, he is.
He hasn't even watching the video.
He doesn't
I
have
have
to
been
watch
watching the video. I have been watching it. I just haven't been staring at this guy who inserts himself into every frame because he's a creature.
Because he's a freaking
creature.
narcissist bitch.
He's the creature he's the creature in my
looks
closet
actually
right now.
ugly.
Anyway,
This is what I mean,
so-
Alex. This is millennial YouTube. This green
Exactly,
screen
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's Kino in the sense that it's so bad it's funny.
I'm so
It can be
surprised
very
he hasn't
funny, yeah.
shoved his face into like the freaking thumbnail.
The pink
too.
socks are carrying this video so far.
Yeah.
But
It
anyway,
dis-
the point
it
I'm making is
distracts
if
you
bro
from
can't
the
even remember to
star-shaped
tie-
glasses.
If bro can't even remember to put on his shoes in the morning, how can he remember real representations in video games?
No,
Maybe
he
he's
totally
one of those
remembered.
guys who don't-
He
who don't
went out
wear
of his
shoes
way
in
to
the
do this,
house.
bro. Totally.
I know.
give the guy a
I'm making
chance,
fun
bro.
of him. Give the
In it,
Patrick
there are
Socks a
three
chance, bro.
basic types of range: long range, mid range, and close range.
T-posed.
Now, of course, there isn't just 3 easy groups that
You
every
get it?
gun
He
in every
T-posed,
game
just
will
funny.
fit into. It's really a range of ranges that ranges from really
It is
long
fucking
range
cute
to
on
really
the
close
screen,
range.
bro.
And on that range of ranges, your range can be here,
Dude,
here, here,
these edits.
here, and even
He's
here.
everywhere.
And shooters can limit range by
face.
doing a few things. The main ones are obviously damage fall off, where
What is
bullet
this?
damage decreases
I have
over
no
distance,
idea.
weapon inaccuracy
Is this
at
an
longer
actual game or
ranges,
something
and
he made
forcibly
up
just
for, like,
stopping the
video?
bullet, like
would-
limiting the distance it can travel.
Oh,
And by the way,
Oblivion sound
almost
effects,
all
definitely
modern
millennial.
shooters will have at least 2 of these 3 methods.
And then there are some more creative ones that we'll get to later.
Yeah, like random bullet spread, random damage spread. Dude, this is off. Dude, these edits are terrible. What the heck?
I feel like I'm being radicalized and brain.
I already tried to radicalize you with my nail gun.
Now, if you couldn't tell
schizo
by
shit.
now, this
is
video
just bad.
will
This is just
primarily
sad.
focus on multiplayer
This is
shooters.
brain rot.
Multiplayer PvP shooters, actually. And that's just because that's my area of expertise. Though I wouldn't
Oh,
doubt that much
fine.
of what I have
You're
to
probably
say
a gun
has
and ball gamer,
parallels
bro.
to other types of PvP games.
This
Probably
man,
been playing with his
this
phone.
man is
That's
absolutely
shooters.
another
I mean,
flunker.
range, the concept of range isn't unique
Born
to
too.
multiplayer shooters. So
Fluke.
if you'd like, you can leave a comment about how things from this video may translate over to different genres, or maybe what doesn't translate over. And you can leave that right beside the comment about how much of a fucking tool I look like. I know. But that isn't the point. What is the point is that I've put thousands of hours over decades playing
Listen to
shooters
me,
on
I have
console,
hours. Listen to
computers,
me,
fucking
listen to me.
handhelds, everything
I have
really.
5,000
Something that's always
rounds
intrigued
on
me is
TF2.
how
You should suck
multiplayer
my
shooters
cock.
have addressed the range problem, which is simply
Look, I have-
being outranged
I have 100
is
hours
not
on
fun.
TF2.
It's not fun. Dying to
We've already thrown the whole video out because now the whole foundation is it's not fun. Now this whole thing is going to be a
Video.
meme fest.
Video isn't fun. I mean, game isn't fun. Therefore, game bad.
Yeah.
Booga booga. All right, I'm paused.
Booga booga.
Chum is
a player
fun.
that's basically on a different fucking planet from you is extremely
This video is
frustrating.
freaking
Now I want to
chum,
make it
bro.
clear that this is the
It's
base
just a
problem.
chum bucket
And
would
my
make.
observations based on
Bro,
how
this is
games have
slop.
dealt
My
with this problem,
observations.
both good and bad, is why I'm even making this
Why is
video
the
in the first
Machina
place.
there?
Anyway, the thing is,
Because tracers.
That's cringe.
shooters,
Die.
like I said in the intro, is that they are an extremely diverse genre of games with an astronomical amount of variety. And although the range
These edits
system
are just too
exists
much.
in
This
almost
guy has-
every game, that does not
Stop!
I should
Stop
make
it.
my video
Holy
like
fuck,
this
it's
and
actually
kill my
zoomer
computer more.
editing.
Yes, that'd be keto. You have to. You have
No.
to.
This is awful.
No, are you kidding me? You couldn't pay me to edit this kind of
If you
a
can't
video.
beat, if you can't beat him, join them.
No.
Yeah, if you can't beat him, dude. Alex is spitting. Why don't you take some advice from Alex? This
Oh my gosh.
Alex guy seems to know what he's talking about. You don't seem to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
that they treat it the same way. Some games have, quote, close quarters bolt action rifles that in any other game would be this legendary long range Titan. And then somehow that makes sense in the context
stupid
of that
fucking
game
chud,
where you
get
have
your
this
goddamn
fucking shit
mug
here.
out of the
There are lots
screen.
of ways games can change how they treat the range system with its three ranges, but the biggest ways are map design, player movement, and the average time to kill. Really, maps, movement, and damage will absolutely determine how powerful of an attribute range
get
is
to
to
the
have
point
on a
already.
character or a class.
It's been 5 minutes, and all he's established is range exists, and being outranged supposedly isn't fun. That's the one substantive thing he said. Other than that, he's just like, shooters do shooter things.
That's
when,
basically
when
this
I have
entire
to
video
fluff,
so
when I have to
far.
fluff my sentences to make it like
Fork found in
long video.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Anyways, I
Fork,
gotta go to
stab,
I gotta
spoon,
go,
doesn't, not
do
fun
shit
utensil.
after the- I gotta go, like,
Alright.
shop for a birthday cake for my brother.
Alright,
Aw.
no problem.
Hey.
QuickaCast.
If you're back here, I'll probably join, but like I don't know.
I don't know.
Have
We'll see.
Fun.
Yeah, have
Bye.
fun. Alright, yeah. Goodbye.
Thanks.
Yeah, we should-
Have fun.
Hold up, let him Alright, I'm paused.
All right.
Hold up. Let him have fun.
Weapon or whatever.
No fun allowed,
And map
type
design
shit.
being the design of the map, not just the size of the map.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like sight lines,
all
choke
the same.
points,
Yeah,
that
that's
sort of
pretty
thing.
funny.
You know, of course, with games with more open maps like Battlefield or Battle Royale games, massive multiplayer, open world, you know, that kind of deal, you need to be really heavy with your range balancing decisions. But in less extreme map settings, you can balance the effectiveness of range with flank routes and cover and sight lines all without even touching the range class or weapon itself. And when I say movement, I really mean all movement, not just player speed, though of course that does matter. But some games have really, really nuanced movement mechanics that
He has still
how
said
powerful range is
nothing.
and how it's treated by the game. And when I say average time to kill, I just
Okay, wait,
mean
pause,
just
bro.
that.
Bro talking shit about Apex Legends for not being Titanfall? Fuck off. Fuck off. I know they're made by the same guys, but still, fuck off, bro. They're not
If
the
that
same game
isn't-
for a reason, bro.
If that isn't the quintessential attitude most stupid people have towards games now, it's like, it's not like this other game, it bad, ah!
Like, bro, they're different games, bro. They might share a lot of similarities, but they're not
Give
the same
Apex
game.
Legends a
bro.
chance, bruh. No. Pause.
Basically, video games are different from each other, which I
be
know,
real, that's not the only
mind-blowing
good Battle Royale
revelations
game.
coming from the
It's actually
pbean channel, but it's true, and it's important to keep that in mind as we go through this video.
Throwing shade at other games for no reason.
Vaporwave.
So to see how
Cringing.
games have dealt with this problem, let's try and find the root of it. Players don't like dying in ways that feel unfair. When people talk about game balance, it's all about making
Obviously.
Here's the problem I always have with this, is that whenever people talk about something like this as a metric, it's always emotional feel and not mechanical feel, so it never matters what they say because it's entirely subjective. I can ignore everything he says from this point on because he has no foundation for it. It's frustrating. I want people to stop doing that so I can actually have something to talk about. It's stupid.
Counterpoint though, it is part of game feel if people don't like getting sniped from a long distance without feeling
It's
they
different.
have proper tools.
It's
in which
different
to
if
counter
people
that.
don't. It's different if people have a negative emotional response to something they can tangibly talk about, as opposed to a purely emotional problem. Like I've experienced this with like racing games a lot of the time. You can typically explain why a car doesn't feel good to drive because of the handling
Did you just
model.
say silently you're a racist? Is that what you just said right now?
Yes,
What
he
the fuck?
just said that. Yeah.
Yes, 'cause he said he's into racing games.
Yes.
You get it? Yeah. So that wasn't very tactful.
I know.
Yeah, but the problem is that like
chill. I know I'm
you
not
could-
that funny. God.
you can tell what people mean in racing games typically because the way a car feels is often tied to the inherent handling mechanics in the engine. When people do this in shooter games, it is almost always purely from an emotional standpoint, and you can't balance a game purely off of an emotional standpoint. There needs to be something tangible, otherwise you really don't have anything to go off
If a
of.
player says this feels like shit, it's up to you to figure out why they feel like shit. Such as, this felt like shit to die to this class. Well, maybe the map fucking sucks.
They have to,
Maybe the map just
it is
fucking sucks.
it
How
is
you
still the
consider it?
responsibility of the player to provide that information anyway, because if you're talking to a developer about just emotional feels, it's not their job to make you
not.
it's not
They
their
aren't
job
the
to
game
make you
designers.
feel
Literally
a certain
not.
way.
It's literally not the
They-
player's job. It's the developer's job to figure out what the players are talking about. That's why they're the
Yeah.
dev.
Yeah.
I
The players aren't the developers, unfortunately.
Certainly acts like it a
you have to, as a
lot.
develop. Rule number one, as a developer, your player base doesn't actually know what they want. You have to gauge what they want based on what they say.
At that
'cause they're
point, I
never
don't
gonna
have to
convey it
give them.
properly.
I can
They're-
just give them something well constructed.
They're
and
almost-
it doesn't matter.
They're
what
almost
they
never
want. It
going
just
to be
needs
able
to
to.
be well
Most people
constructed.
are not going to be able to convey it properly. That's why you just ignore it. Not ignore it, but you like take it. You don't take it all completely on board. You're just like, okay,
I'd rather
people don't like this. Why don't they
I'd
like
rather
this?
ignore it, because if there's nothing tangible to source it back to, then there's no point in listening to them. They're not saying anything, so you might as well just not
No,
listen to
they're
it.
saying something. You just have to figure out what the meaning is. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's
It
live.
creates more work for you. Alright, yeah, we shall pause.
The mechanics in the games appear as fair to the players. Being able to make player interactions feel fair is what defines a multiplayer game's
Rock,
balance.
paper, scissors, and
It's pretty
TF2
easy
being
to
considered fair, when in reality, rock, paper, scissors is entirely random. Yeah, that's a good example of a fair encounter. Yeah.
It is fair in the sense that it is purely random, and you can't expect what comes next. So
Yeah, but you would think that if he was in this case, he would do something that isn't random but
Yeah.
still fair, like
you would think, yeah.
anything else.
I don't know why he used that. It is
Like random damage spread. Who said that?
face two
Unpause,
guys in
please.
front of each other, give them the same guns and a symmetrical map, and make that feel fair. But it's way harder to make one of their health pools a lot higher, give one of them a
wanna kill this kid
completely
already.
different gun, change their movement up a bit, put them in an asymmetrical map,
This guy
and
stop.
have
I
that
fucking hate
still
Terraria
feel
fans.
fair
Can
for both
this little
sides of the
cretin
ball
stop using
sack.
Terraria sound effects?
Remember, we're trying to make it feel fair because this is what proper balance is to the player. It doesn't necessarily mean
What?
actual.
is to the player.
how do-
How about just fair for the game?
How do we tell him?
Balance by
retard.
the very nature of changing attributes to guns and players. We are creating imbalance and imbalanced scenarios. In this sense, multiplayer game balance is a product of the player's perception of fairness and thus can be influenced by
Oh
forces
no,
outside
not
of the
not
literal
remotely in the
balance.
slightest.
This, of course, extends
Absolutely
out to
not.
the game modes, the maps, and really just like the game itself. And although I'm oversimplifying it a bit, that's the general idea. And now we get back to long range,
Dude,
and we can
these
see
edits,
why
you
the
need to
problem
stop.
exists. It's
I'm going to
because
kill you.
being outranged, especially being really,
He must make a
really
lot of money to
outranged,
waste
is
this much
inherently
time
going to be an
editing it like
unfair
this.
interaction. In fact, it's the most basic example of an imbalanced interaction because one party can't even physically retaliate.
That's a terrible example.
So
yeah,
how do you
physically
make
retaliate
a
against a
situation
sniper
like that
in
feel
this world,
fair?
bro? What?
Well, firstly, we need to understand that it's always going to be an imbalanced
Be fair.
interaction. And no matter what, even in good examples where it usually feels fair, it's still going to sometimes feel like bullshit. And that's just how it is. And
See, emotional, purely emotional. You can't gauge game design off of that.
we can't change that.
This is actually pretty common. I mean, like shotguns, specific class interactions in certain games. You know, games are full of these.
And secondly, this isn't going to be a direct interaction between two players, so we
These
can't
edits are
approach
making
it
me
from
wanna,
that
like,
angle.
blow my head
And
off with
this
a
wouldn't be
fucking
too
focus.
Just
bad
stop
at
mentioning the
all.
edits, they're
It's when
always
you
bad,
mix it
bro.
with that first thing that it
I
becomes a
can't.
lot more
They
tricky.
dare the bulk of the
so
video
the
keep saying
expectation
nothing.
from players is that they'll more often than not have some say in their fate. This is pretty standard multiplayer game stuff. But their
Not
influence
really.
in this interaction
don't
can't
have to
come
have
from
a
simply
say.
being the superior gamer. This influence will come from conscious decisions
multiplayer
based
games you
on
probably should.
information. Information is what
The Terraria
balances
noise.
the long-range interaction.
say it
And
depends on the
games that
game.
understand this usually have not shit range systems. There's this great video by Shoe Nice that's an experiment where the entire line of sight of the sniper in
He's
Team
talking about
Fortress
Shoe
2
Nice.
is
Shoe Nice?
invisible. And it's a
Shoe
really great
nice.
Shoe nice.
Shoe nice. That's what he said. Shoe nice.
I wonder where this guy's from to say that.
I don't know.
He's from the depths of hell.
video
clearly.
because it demonstrates that
we don't know
information
that.
is the arbiter of fairness when it comes to long range in multiplayer games. Now, I wasn't there for the sniper sightline experiment, but I would argue that making the entire line of sight visible is maybe giving off too much information, but one thing is
Yeah, it
very
does.
clear about the base
Absolutely.
TF2 sniper, and it's that he doesn't give off enough information.
Why?
If you didn't know, there's this
How
tiny
does
little
he not
dot
give
where
enough
the sniper is
information?
aiming in TF2, and learning
no
how
bullet-
to hide
no-
that
no
thing is
sort of
like the
bullet
first thing
tracer.
you learn when playing the class.
No
I'm
reload
of the
sounds.
opinion that all sniper
I don't think the reload sound is as important as the firing sound needing to be much louder.
I don't think the firing sound needs to be louder. I think there needs to be any sort of like fucking indication that he shot, which there isn't outside of if he missed someone. There's a bullet hole on the wall, but that could be from anything. You don't see where the bullet came from at all if you're observant.
Yeah, that's why you need like the normal bullet
Regular
tracers.
bullet. That's
Yeah,
why
the
you need
normal bullet
regular
tracer
bullet
would be
tracers.
fine.
That if you're like that's like base level shit that he should have. That's baseline. Like this isn't even. Oh, where do we go from here? It's like no, we're not even at that. We're this is the issue with sniper discourse is that motherfuckers they think that we're at the talking point. No, we're not even at the talking stage of what to do because he's not even there. He's not even like finished at a base level. He doesn't have reload sounds in third person when he 100% should have reload sounds in third person. He doesn't have normal bullet tracers. He fucking like. There's no discussion to be had until that's agreed on, and for some reason, people can't even agree on that.
I agree on that.
People don't. They're like, no, he can't have normal bullet tracers. He needs to have like the Machina ones.
Classic
Like,
trick.
dude, what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, he needs to have the Machina ones. Like, dude,
Okay.
maybe okay. Let's give these people benefit of the doubt here. Maybe he needs to have those, but at a base level, he needs to have any form. So let's agree there. If we can't even
Yeah.
agree on the base
Yeah.
level, then there's no
Yeah.
point in continuing the discussion.
If you're going to like add this stuff, you have to get him to the baseline and then see, okay, what do we need to do from here? Type shit.
Yeah. Type shit.
All right. I think Snake died, and we have to look at this guy's purple, or not purple, pink socks.
This is so sad. I'm gonna blow my head off.
No,
Your
I'm
fault,
sorry.
Alex.
I'm back. Sorry. I had to look at something real quick.
Oh wow, this
I was,
guy's about
I was,
to
I was
Titan.
threatening my
wonder how
suicide live on
much-
stream again. I'm sorry.
What?
No,
what?
I'm fucking around. No, it's just
what?
saying that the issue with all these videos is that they never want to like meet at a base level where, okay, well, sniper should have Machina tracers. Sniper should have. What about sniper needs the baseline things that every class has first, such as
I guess
reload
they take.
noises.
I guess if they do
and-
think that, they just kind of take it for granted that yeah, those things should be in. And
No,
it's,
but
like,
they
the
don't, 'cause
least
nobody fucking
important part
mentions
of
it.
the,
Because no, but the issue is that people don't consider that, and they don't even talk about it. They don't even talk about it, and when you bring it up, a lot of these people be like, "Oh, well, he needs Machina tracers." It's like, okay, maybe he does need Machina tracers, but we won't know that until we test the baseline thing that every other class has, which is regular bullet tracers.
yeah.
There's no point even discussing the prospect of Machina tracers when maybe just having regular bullet tracers is enough. We don't know because he's not even at that stage yet.
Yeah.
He's not even like in line with the base classes because he's fucking bugged or something.
All right, I'll pause.
rifles in
further.
almost every single game should have
I'm doing more work
tracer
than this fucking
rounds,
guy
or
is.
bullet trails,
Guy.
or whatever you want to call them. They don't have to be these like
No.
sci-fi laser things, just these white streaks to show you where the sniper player is. That way you can
Oh.
use that information to get behind cover.
Exposed.
You can fire back if aim punch is a mechanic in the game and you're feeling a little bit confident.
Squidward, return fire.
Use an ability, maybe build a fucking castle.
What are these
I don't know.
edits?
But there
I
are
don't
other
know.
agents for information that games have used, and you can usually separate them into two different groups based on whether or not a shot has to be fired in order for the information to be relayed. And that of course matters a lot because of one-shot kills, and because of things like game
no, it
modes,
doesn't.
teams, the
I'm
game
sorry.
itself.
Oh look, there goes
Oh.
Patrick, rambling on again about basic multiplayer game shit.
I mean, it has been 10.5 minutes, and that's kind of all he's
And
done.
you still
That's
haven't
all he's
got to the goddamn point.
My face when the lamp shading is off the charts. Holy shit!
I thought
Bro.
based on the first two videos Alex and I watched that this one would hopefully be like of the same caliber of information provided. Like at least the first guy kept it brief. Like he kept it within a
Yeah.
20-minute video and just kind of regurgitated what everyone else said.
How long is this video?
26 minutes.
We're halfway through the video. We're almost halfway through the video. We still haven't got to the point.
Yeah.
Huh?
All he's really said is
We're
that people
halfway
have an
through the
emotional
video
problem
and
with
barely
Sniper.
spoke.
That's really all he's said. Is there's an emotional
Wow,
problem.
people have an emotional problem with Sniper. That's great. I have an emotional problem with random crits. Where's my consolation prize?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
You know, the sad part is that he's not even talking about TF2 only. He's talking about.
I know he's talking in a general sense, which makes it dumber. Because then he has to fill it with the rest of the runtime with. I know it goes from game to game, but yeah.
And the funnier thing is that he's really only using TF2 as the example when he's talking like it's every fucking game.
Yeah.
To be fair, snipers in a lot of games are fucking annoying. That's because a lot of the games are just terribly made.
No. Anyway, on pause.
Yeah, no.
Listen, I know you get it, but I have to say it again just because of how varying long
No! Stop it! Get
Stop saying the same thing again.
Anyway, let's move away from that and let's just look at some examples of games that use information as a way to balance long-range interaction. Probably one of the most common ones is
Okay, now he's
sound,
just doing
which
things.
it doesn't sound like much, but depending on the game can be a real game changer. There's of course the
video to
famous
watch after
mini-map
this
that
that isn't-
reveals enemy
No,
locations
I've got
after
nothing,
they
and I have to
fire.
get back to
There's
audio editing after
Scope
this
Glint, which is
video.
just like a homing beacon for sniper rifles.
I actually really like the concept of scope glint.
Somewhat of a more abstract way to communicate information is the expectation of sightlines, especially in tactical
Yeah, well,
shooters
people
with
should have that
very
expectation
refined
already,
metas.
so.
Sightlines
Yeah.
are something that can go overlooked.
Wait, go back. I want to see what
Too
the
many
little like
people-
thing he said.
Information
like,
is the
text word.
expectation
Wait. No, not
of
that one.
sightlines, especially in tactical shooters.
That
with
one.
very
It's gonna be yep. The refined auto meta. What the fuck? Oh yes, the auto sniper meta, the gun that nobody buys. Okay, I see.
refined
Okay,
meta.
the gun that
So
nobody buys.
sightlines are
is
something
meta.
that can go
His wife said
overlooked,
that's why I said a bold
unfortunately. Too
choice,
many
'cause
people
shit.
just don't pick up on them. If you want to say the sightlines in a game or map are too powerful and open, that's fine. You're critiquing the literal balance of the game. If you want to say that they aren't
No.
enough information for most games and
quite.
it relies too much on how the map
Almost,
is
but
designed,
not
or that the
quite.
expectation is often too broad because not
Thunder
all
Moe!
sightlines have specific long-range locations, that's fine. You're critiquing them from both a player perception point of view and a literal balance sense. But to just completely ignore them is just stupidity. It's one thing to acknowledge them and then have a discussion,
What
but I
now?
see these absolute
So you
idiots
agree
that
with us,
waltz
okay,
into the
got
same
it.
sightline and die immediately 4 or 5 fucking times in a row and then say something dumb in chat. Sightlines aren't perfect, but in games that have them, they are a
Sightlines
very
aren't
real way
perfect.
games
Hang on. I don't understand what that means. How would he want that to be
Let him finish
interpreted?
the sentence, dog.
No.
communicate long-range information
Yes.
to players, but they are just one way. There are still
Okay, we
others,
let him finish the
like
sentence. He still didn't say anything.
He didn't
Got it.
say it. He didn't.
muzzle flash, which, like sound, works great in more atmospheric games. Like mentioned, there are tracers and trails, which should be in almost every game. By the way, silenced rifles and long-range weapons, can we stop that? Can we just cut that out? Why do games feel the need to add silencers? They are just tumors. And if your immediate response to me saying that is,
Um,
Well, why are you complaining about
what?
silencers? They always have such a heavy trade-off. They're so bad.
you're right, they do
What?
have heavy trade-offs, and they are bad. Now, think about that.
Then why is
Silencers,
this a problem, bro? What? What?
To be fair, man, something like the short circuit has heavy trade-offs and is like not overpowered, but still fucking obnoxious and shouldn't be in the game. So I can see where he's coming. Same as something like the Sandman. It's like Sandman's not good, but it is fucking obnoxious.
Okay, in this case, but the thing is, right? What do you mean by silencers have downsides? What?
A lot of games do balance silencers with things like making the weapon fire slower or do less damage, but it doesn't matter because the point he's making is that they're really always fucking obnoxious to play around because it removes information from the player. Which is why something like the Tommy Slav is annoying, where even if you nerf the Tommy Slav, as long as it keeps the silent rev, it's never going to feel fair to fight because the information being provided to the player is just being removed.
I mean,
That's
in
his
this,
point.
in this,
It's like
in
the
this
only
clip,
it's like the
I will-
only
I
point
will-
he's made all video that hasn't been stupid.
I will say in this clip, this one clip, I do agree with the silencers. They should not be put on snipers. Silencers on snipers are fucking CBT in this game. But yeah, we should unpause.
exist to limit information
Like the one
further,
point he's
whether
made,
it be
that's what
sound,
makes
muzzle
sense.
flash, bullet trails, or what have you, with the trade-off usually being, or
At least, supposed to be.
making the gun shitter.
Dude,
Then
what
think
if-
Okay,
about
so
how much
sh-
of an abs-
No, shut the fuck up. There is no way we're saying the A1S is better than the A4. I'm sorry. Anyone who has a brain will realize that 10 extra bullets is better than the silencer.
I don't think that's his point. He already
No,
said
that
that
is
they
his,
were
that is his point because he's saying, oh, that is his point. It's because he's saying, oh, this gun's better even with the trade-offs. No, it isn't. It's not.
I don't want to be saying it's better as much as that it's just a fucking obnoxious mechanic. Which is like the only thing this guy's brought to the table is that sniper in TF2 is like not readable enough a lot of the time, which, well, to be fair, a lot of the time that's a map issue, but there are also instances where it's not.
He didn't even say in TF2 exactly. He said in every game.
Yeah, but he's using TF2, dude. He's been using this is effectively a TF2 video.
Well, if you do
names.
if you do apply it to TF2, it still doesn't make much sense because it's not specific enough.
He's using TF2 as the only example, yet he's wording it like it's extrapolating to every game ever. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's literally just this video. Oh, TF2 may or may not have this problem. I'm going to extrapolate it to the entire rest of the gaming industry.
That's what a lot of comments under the first video we watched, that Games Foundation one, that's what a lot of the comments were talking about as well, was that it was just an excuse to talk about TF2 Sniper, but extrapolated to in general. But people cited that as a positive thing. They cited that as a positive thing. So, I don't...
TF2 fans don't play other games. All they know is eat poop and cry.
Yeah, that's why
TF2 fans are tourists.
Anyway, yeah,
Absolute.
Anyway, let's unpause.
You have
so I
to
can
be
I can
tourists for their
visually
own
have
game.
that be your
this guy.
go-to, but the aesthetic is pretty cool. I'll give you that. Also, something to note about one-shot
aesthetic for
kills is
sniper
that the
rifles?
less a
Okay.
game has them,
Yeah,
the more
and
it can
scopes
get
are
away
cool.
with only having information that's relayed after a shot without feeling unfair to the player getting shot at. Honestly, getting shot at and not dying is probably the most practical information you can receive about snipers. Having long-range weapons specifically
So no matter
be
what,
speedy
as long as
projectiles
the
is pretty
damn,
common
as long as
in
it doesn't
games
kill
with
you in
more
one
open
shot,
maps,
you can
and
have
they
it.
often have a pretty meaty
Well,
visual
okay, no.
projective.
Here's the thing, right? When you don't make the sniper kill in one shot, guess what? The sniper is actually just kind of shit because it does nothing.
Yeah, it's almost like it goes against the point
No,
of the
you
class
can,
as
no,
a whole.
It's just not true.
Well, in a lot of these games, he's showing on screen.
Now,
If the
it'd
sniper
be
doesn't
good
kill
for
in
that
one hit, it's
reason
just a bad
alone,
weapon.
but it also
In
means
TF2,
that through
if
movement,
the sniper
player
doesn't kill in
getting
one
shot
shot,
at
that's
can have
most of the
more
time not
input
the
on
end of the
outcome.
world, just because this game has a lot of chip damage in it. He's not shooting you from full health.
Yeah, but like I said, he's only using TF2 as the arguments here, and he's saying, he's using TF2 as the only game here when he's talking about every game, and he's putting these other games on screen. So I'm going to say that he's talking about other games. In this case, no.
Yeah,
It's
because he's not very smart. He's a dumb
projectile or
butthead.
tracer rounds with them. Now, it'd be good for that reason alone, but it also means that through movement, the player getting shot at can have more input on the outcome. It really does make it more of an interaction. It also makes sure the snipers themselves aren't too powerful, especially in those big wide open maps where snipers are at their strongest. Speaking of making sure the snipers themselves aren't too powerful, this seems to be a problem a lot of games seem to have. We're now going to move away from talking about information, but that isn't to say I mentioned every single way that information can be conveyed when in reference to long-range snipers. It's just some of the more common and creative ways of conveying information that I felt like mentioning. Now then.
Oh, yeah, the exciting part.
Just drank piss.
He definitely has a felony.
Such a long chapter.
Patrick, you already told us what the problem was and then gave us an answer to the problem. Why the fuck is this video still going?
Yeah, I kind of just have more insipid video game shit to talk about. Oh no.
Bruh.
Did I really take so long making this video that someone else had to come?
The Arch video.
Oh no.
No fucking way.
Alright, never mind. This is a totally different video. Whew! Also, TF2 is the fucking best sniper. More on this later. This is wrong. This is wrong.
No, it's not. It probably
not.
actually is the best.
Now then,
sniper rifle
long-range
in video
snipers
games.
tend to have this
Relative to its
problem
own mechanics, perhaps.
Can be a problem.
Yeah.
where if they're good at long range, say
You
they're
haven't played
one-hit
Pixel
kills,
3D,
they
bro?
will also be pretty good
we're
at
not
close
talking about that
range,
dog
where they
ass game,
should be
bro.
at a
Shut the fuck
disadvantage
up.
by nature of the fact that they're sacrificing close range power for being long range. Long range weapons need to be unwieldy at close range. The reason you see the classic
are.
bolt action sniper rifle so
much,
There
even
we
in
are.
games that have the liberty of making these sci-fi snipers and stuff like that, is because the bolt-action rifle is unwieldy at closer ranges, which is what we want here. It's a lot easier to make sure a strong close-range weapon isn't a strong long-range weapon through ways like this. But you need to be a bit more creative because it's a lot more challenging to make sure a strong long-range weapon isn't strong at close range as well. There's the previously mentioned projectiles and zoom lenses, which make it harder to use at close range. I've seen this charge mechanic a lot in games, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty neat, and I don't see it talked about much. Games can make a damage or accuracy penalty when unzoomed, and obviously it's harder to aim with a 5
I don't know how you
zoom
could make
lens
it any
when all up
different
close and
other than just
personal.
have it
And
be
it's
taking
way,
longer,
way
but you
harder
still have
to
to
aim
prove
all close
why
up and
that would be
personal
better.
when you're tunnel vision
So,
with
I
the
don't think
scope.
taking longer.
And depending on how much a game or a specific scope or zoom type in that game wants to lean into that, it can make the area around the
We're not pulling
reticle
up the
perfectly
Deus Ex
clear,
scope.
tinted a bit, blurry and darker, or totally
I'm not fucking
opaque so
around
you
here.
can't see around it at all when zoomed in.
Tunnel vision.
On that note, in games where you can change the zoom of the scope, you have some choice in designating the range of a weapon,
Yeah, but
whether
really, you should just
in-game
not be
or in a
able to do
loadout
this.
view, and
You
in
should not
many
be able
games,
to.
the zoom itself is actually how you make a gun long range, or how you make it longer range than other guns.
Anyway, so basically, yeah, you really just need to designate the ranges,
basically, yeah,
which just
shut
means
the fuck
making
up.
long-range weapons unwieldy at close ranges, or, and hear me out here, but you could just kind of say, fuck it, you can just turn the sniper rifle into this fucking super weapon and then balance it some other way, like a high cost or maybe low health on the class that it's on.
Oh, it's the arch
embrace it as
argument
part
again,
of the
Alex.
gameplay.
That
I mean,
they just don't have to balance the op because they just lock it behind a paywall, and that's just how it needs to be.
Yeah.
I hate that, man.
In games where
you can
every
lock it
weapon is
behind a
strong
paywall.
anyway, you might as well just separate shotgun users from sniper users by like the circumference of their balls and their skill. Quick scoping and no scoping when intentional
know.
parts of the gameplay really don't differ too much from the shotgun niche,
trend?
aside
Yeah,
from the
talk-
fact
you toss
that
it
they
out
should
ball
naturally
size
be
for.
made worse through aim down sight time,
Yeah,
fire
quick
rate,
scoping is
making
an
it much
issue
more
in
difficult
games
to
that
hit
aren't
when
Call
not
of-
aiming,
in
like
games
maybe
that aren't
no
Call of Duty,
crosshair,
and
less
that's it.
accuracy, or even just
Stop.
lower damage when no scoping, maybe a slower speed on the player with the sniper, and of course, shotguns being just easier to hit in general. And then the trade-off for all of that being that you still have a long-range weapon to use. And whoa, wait a second, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Does he seriously
What
have
are
an
you holding
issue
right
with
there?
Sniper
Oh,
having
it's
an
a secondary
SMG
weapon.
A what?
You know, most games let you have more than one weapon, usually a primary and a secondary. The secondary can be used to cover a weakness or in conjunction with the primary.
What?
The
Hold,
SMG
shut
would be
up. Shut the
fine.
fuck up.
Okay, well that's just rude.
Huh.
Oh, well, that was like the short ass chat. Bro,
So
you
now
didn't
that
even
I'm done
explain anything
explaining
in that
something
entire
that you
chapter.
already
What?
kind of knew.
All I have to go off of is that he thinks it's somehow bad for people with sniper utility to have secondaries of any kind. Like, I would guess
Let
that
him finish.
if
Let-
he
let
thinks
Blood
if you
finish. I wanna
pick a
hear what
sniper up,
autism he has to say.
he-
which is that long-range weapons should have their close-range effectiveness lowered. Let's talk about how long-range weapons should have their long-range effectiveness lowered as well.
Wait,
They shouldn't.
what?
They're
Okay,
long-range
wait, just
weapons.
hear me out. When you balance the effectiveness of a weapon, class, or nutsack, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, it's usually with the context that this is going to be in a direct interaction with another player.
LGBT
But as we
people
already
try
know,
not to
that
talk
just
about
isn't how
the male
long-range
genitalia for more than
interactions
2
work
seconds
at all.
challenge.
In your typical
For real.
multiplayer shooter interaction,
Although I
it's not
disagree with
going to
this
be in a
particular
direct
paradigm.
interaction with another player. But as we already know,
because interaction
is
is dependent on the circumstances of the game and how you're balancing the game. And
I don't think testicles have anything to do with game balance.
I'm not
to be
talking
honest.
about that, you numbskull. I'm talking about his paradigm with the. It's like it has to be designed with direct interaction. And my interaction takes forms in many different ways depending on what's going on and who's doing it. So it's not even something he can nail down in this time frame because it's far more multifaceted than he'll ever give credit for.
range
You know, this video
interactions
is, like,
work
so
at all.
overly edited,
In your
it's
typical
just that I
multiplayer
can't even,
shooter
like,
interaction, if
dissect
one
it.
player
Yeah.
goofs up and just misses all their
Just
shots,
feel
the
that.
result is that that player is going to lose that fight and die. Meanwhile, in an interaction where one player vastly outranges the other, if that player then misses all their shots, he is not going to die. And so if you can't punish them with their lives, you need to punish them by exposing their information and also with their time. And you can do so through fire rates, reload, ammo consumption, or more creatively like with scope sway or forcing the player to take breaths in between shots to keep their accuracy steady. I hate when games let long-range players just find a nice cozy little spot, get out their fucking tent, get out their pillow, and just sit there for long extended periods of time. Give them limited ammunition, so they need to go resupply and reposition, lower their fire rate.
This is more of a map issue than a game issue, or like
it's in tandem. There's a good amount of games that have this issue because they don't have good map design, where they don't have enough mechanical things going on where someone can just sit in a corner and camp, not even just as like a sniping character, just in general. It's like not a fun. What
would these games be?
I don't want to fucking make a list right now.
Bruh.
This
you
guy.
can't even name a few? Bruh.
You can't even name one?
We're watching this guy's video.
Brings up a point, asks for the point to be elaborated on. I don't know.
No.
I'm just talking. Rah.
I'm just
I don't memorize every shitty FPS game I've ever played because I don't like FPS games.
And expose their positions. Long-range weapons, guns, and the like are in the situational extremes of balance. So no matter what, you can be sure that if a sniper is involved, it's going to be an unfair interaction.
I'm just talking shit.
And it can be really tricky to make sure that long-range players still feel like they're strong enough to justify having a close-range weakness, while not making their area denial too strong and too annoying to fight against. No one's shedding a tear for the snipers that die because they were flanked or something in games where their close-range effectiveness is shit, because we as players understand the trade-off they're making, and understand that the sniper players understand that trade-off also. Just because something, anything, is weak in one situation does not mean it can't be too strong in a different situation.
Oh, this is the nothing sentence that was quoted in that first video we watched. That was it. That was the nothing sentence.
I hate hearing people say that because players who opt for a long-range playstyle are making...
We got the context now, and yet,
it still makes no sense.
Yeah, it still just makes no sense.
Bro's just talking, just to talk.
It's like we got the context right.
This has been far and away the shortest episode we've ever done, just because he says so much nothing.
I don't even think this is worth uploading with how short.
Honestly, you're probably right.
Not worth.
I'll probably do it anyway, just because my brain will kill me if I'm not doing this for the sake of completeness.
What is this? This video is just I don't understand.
I don't either.
You got all this brain rot editing distracting me from your actual points, and then when I hear it, it's just I'm missing all the context. So I'm just
Yeah, but even when he makes points and he has the context for it, it's nothing more than just super basic stuff like, yes, a good game would have people understand, and the sniper players understand, that the sniper has trade-offs and strengths. And it all depends from game to game, but at the same time, this is a universal thing that needs to be culled en masse, because I just hecking said so. Anyways, look at my YouTube poop editing. Gosh dang it, man.
Yeah, I can't even rate this video properly when I'm just sitting here going yeah.
This is the quintessential IDK tier video, because truly, what do you do with something like this?
This is the IDK tier video.
A close-range sacrifice that there's now basically no limit to how strong they should be at long range, where, people can't even fucking physically retaliate or don't even know there's someone about to shoot them before they die.
Base for using heavy is dead, though.
It's example time. Let's look at the sniper from Team Fortress 2.
It's example time. It's example time only 21 minutes into the 26-minute video.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah. It's literally gonna be nothing burger.
Yeah.
Because we've already talked about him,
and I feel like I have at least some authority on TF2.
The TF2 sniper is super polarizing and is talked about a lot. Let's look at the goods and the bads. He has a little dot where he's aiming that can give away his position.
That's good.
It isn't nearly enough information.
For this particular
I will say
scene,
the dot should probably be a little bigger. I'll be honest with that.
I agree with that.
A tiny bit bigger. It's just too fucking small.
The dot is needed only for people who are close enough to see it. Why would any of these other people need to see the dot? That's stupid.
I mean, okay. Yeah,
None
in
of
this
these other
case,
people
sure, but,
need
like,
to see it. They don't need to see what's
I'm
going
not
on
talking about
here.
what this fucking clown is saying. I'm just saying, like, in general, the dot could afford to either be a bit bigger or also maybe just be a bit more noticeable.
Maybe.
I'm gonna be real.
Maybe
on
it
some
should
of
be
these maps,
green.
like, look at. Yeah.
Ew.
Okay, no. The thing is, right. Look on like Badwater. Right? I'm gonna be real. The dot just doesn't fucking matter on this map. Look at the textures on these walls. These walls look like shit for the dot. You're not noticing the dot on this map.
That's what I'm
You're
saying. The
not.
dot's just like not
I mean,
noticeable
I
for a
do,
lot
but
of
I've
textures.
kind of trained my eye for it. So, because that's what the game.
That's
But, like-
because you main sniper, so you need to pay attention to that
No,
thing more than other people,
even
so you can
outside
figure
of
out a
even outside of
counter-snipe.
sniper context, I've just trained my eye to look for this sort of thing now because I've understood that the game expects me to do that, so I just do it.
Like this is one of the I know Pete. Like I do agree with Snake here. It should be green because you can actually see a
It's
green
fucking
dot
vile.
on these walls.
It could no, I was
Actually,
somewhat
try.
memeing, but if you did make the dot green, it would be easier to see on
Yeah. If you
certain
made
textures.
the dot green, it would actually just be easier to see on these walls, which are what
Yeah,
the
kill it.
majority
Sorry,
of TF2
sorry,
maps
Giddy, for killing
actually
you.
do. It could literally be any other color that isn't red. When
I
these
don't
walls
think
are
that's the. I
red,
don't
like
think that's
bro.
the issue. I think the issue is that it's a very bright red. It's a very bright red that's also like somehow very.
To be honest, I've always
Paint
wondered why
how
the
big.
lasers aren't team colored.
They are.
Okay.
Oh, they are?
Okay. Well then. Okay. Well,
Yes, it's
what
red
color?
for red
Okay.
team, blue for blue team.
Okay, wise guy.
yeah.
What should the color be then? Hmm.
I don't think it's a. I think it's just a matter of like the hue and fucking, not hue, the brightness and the fucking like saturation of it. Really is the thing that makes it not so noticeable.
Maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
It's hard. I don't know. It's hard to nail that sort of thing down.
It's hard
hard-
to say because like we're not
It's hard
graphic
to say.
designers.
It's hard to say unless you go in an actual game and test what colors would look nice.
Yeah.
That's actually.
I don't think I don't think it should be anything other than red or blue.
Or-
to be honest, no.
Or it's hard to test when you don't have the ways to use the slider values and change it. But
Yeah,
we should
that's
compose.
fair.
Enough information
Wonder
can
what
easily be
TF2C
hidden
does.
and only works on actual surfaces.
Probably nothing.
He has to charge up a shot
Wait,
to
why is
deal
it
full
bad?
damage, which takes time and
What's
punishes
bad?
him for missing.
He says that it's bad that the dot can be hidden and can't be seen unless on actual surfaces.
It is kind of bad that there's a lot of spots you can hide the dot, but not in the way that like you're being smart. It's like hiding it in the way that the map is just fucking like
Nearly enough
just
blends
information
into the
can easily
texture.
be
That's
hidden
the part
and
that's
only
bad.
works on actual surfaces.
That's bad.
He has to charge up a shot to deal full damage, which takes
Does it
time
not
and
work on
punishes
players?
him.
It should work on players.
What shouldn't work?
Dot, the dot. If it doesn't work on players, that's kind of a big deal. If you can't see, if the teammates of the people that the sniper's shooting at can't see the dot on like a heavy, that's actually like kind of huge.
You can see the dot on a heavy though.
And this guy's full of shit. 'Cause I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not the case, but if that
You
is
can,
true,
yeah,
that's
you
kinda,
can
like,
see the
big.
dot. You can see the dot on teammates. The dot registers player models as a surface.
I'm not sure
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know what the
actually
fuck
can.
this
We
guy's
should, we should
talking
probably,
about then.
maybe we should like double check.
No, I
but
do
I'm
it.
not
Yeah, I
really
do it
sure
all the
about-
time. I catch like as a sniper and actually playing as other classes. I've wound up like giving away my position because somebody figured out through a teammate that the dot was on them and they ran away, and then I lost my target and we lost. So like,
Okay.
yeah, no, that happens all the
I'm
time.
pretty sure it is a thing. This guy's just smoking creth. Like, what is he talking about?
What the hell are you doing?
For missing.
That's good.
He has more reserve ammo than he'll ever need. He never needs to reload
Kinda have to
and can
prove
one-shot
that, but
most
okay,
classes with a
pop off.
headshot without
I
charging
will
at all.
confirm on this. I can actually I can say that the reserve ammo he just fucking bro does not need 25 shots in the fucking clip, man. He does not need that much. He is correct that this is something that encourages sniper to sit there, but I don't think like I'm not fucking like people are like, oh, if you just do that's a big change. Like, no. All it does is make him have to go for ammo more, which is like by itself probably good because it means he has to interact more with things that aren't just his camping spot. It disincentivizes camping more so, but like that's not not the big issue with sniper. The big issue is not that he's just camping. That's just like a small
Yeah, besides,
issue.
camping snipers are really easy to take out as various classes that are already designed to counter
I mean,
him
so is a
because it's not-
turtling engine. I mean, so is a turtling engine, but you kind of want to encourage these you kind of want to discourage these play styles just so that the teammates of these people don't have to suffer with that. Like a sniper that just sits in one spot is not doing his team any favors type shit.
Yeah,
a
but
lot
then
of the time.
you just let him learn through the consequence of his team not having been
Yeah,
given
but
any
that's the
favors.
thing. The thing is that the game. I will say the game arguably doesn't actually punish him enough for that by him having to reload or anything because he's encouraged to. He can just sit there and just keep jacking off.
No,
But I don't think people when they talk about this for sniper are thinking about that. They're just thinking about I hate when sniper can just sit on Badwater second in that sight line. That's they're coming at it from the playing against the sniper angle, not the I kind of hate when my teammate just sits here and does nothing angle.
Yeah, but he does
And
do
gets
something.
himself killed.
He's controlling the area, especially if they know that he's there.
Barely.
That's bad.
He has poor close-range effectiveness and exists in a game with lots of movement-y boys that can close the distance.
That's good.
His area denial
good.
and general effectiveness is more affected by how the map is designed than any other class in the game and can be way more powerful than was probably intended because of sightlines.
That's bad.
Proposed changes, give all
You
sniper
just call like a
rifles...
lot of these launch maps bad for sniper? I don't think they're bad for sniper.
I think he's saying that maybe is he too good then? I don't know.
I don't know what he's saying.
Okay, well, that's the open-ended question. All right.
I will say that
Reduce
sniper is like pretty fair on all the launch maps, but 2 Fort. But also, I don't give a fuck because it's 2 Fort. 2 Fort
Honestly,
is like
no, I'm gonna be real. Sniper is just really bland on 2 Fort.
That's why I said I don't care about sniper on 2 Fort. Yeah, he's quote unquote oppressive, but I also don't really care because 2 Fort's a bad map anyhow.
It was more bland than the balcony and stare down. That's how bland it is on 2 Fort.
his ammo count to 10 to 15 bullets, give him a long reload animation every 4 to 5 shots, and that's it. Quick and painless, no damage nerf, no quickscope nerf, just punishing him more with his time for missing his shots, which helps nerf his area denial especially.
That is
Probably
a very
the
generous...
fairest nerf.
Yeah.
That's the fairest nerf I've ever heard from anyone on this topic. Maybe this guy's not a complete nonce. What the fuck?
It's
Wait,
unreasonably
wait.
generous considering how the discourse typically goes, especially around
what was
TF2.
even the nerf? I
He
just
said reduce the max ammo and
increase
make his
reload
slightly
time.
longer.
Oh,
That's
he
it.
did say. Well, he did say tracer rounds. He did say tracer rounds, Machina type preferably.
Yeah, but that's like a base level. He should have some form of that, just like the basic bullet one. That is surprised. Yeah, that is not what I expected. I expected something crazy. That is
it would probably be something I would maybe do, like maybe like nerf the ammo count to like 18 and make it so like he has normal bullet tracing.
I think you should just stack it by like 5. Divisible by 5 is like good, or divisible by 5 or 4 is good, just because that just fits
20
more
to
in line.
20 to 18 is probably fine. But anyway, yeah.
Actually, on those maps with crazy sightlines and making him less frustrating to fight from the tracer rounds. And how do I know tracer rounds will make the sniper feel less frustrating for every class that gets killed by him? Because we already have a gun that fires tracer rounds in the game.
That's so base.
Wait, that was his only example. That was his only example.
One example. Okay, talks about other games. Yeah, uses only one example. Fuck off, bro.
Example time. It was just
shit.
Yeah,
That
but
is
he said
crazy.
example time as in singular.
No, he said
Yeah.
example time is in actually delving into examples. I'm pretty sure he used that.
Okay,
word.
but
Especially-
counterpoint sniper. Yeah, but counterpoint sniper in TF2 is good.
What? That's not what we're saying, dude.
No. What we're saying is that he has all
conclusion to
all
this
of the
video,
games,
I
right?
think in
Is
support
every other
term-
game in this video, and he doesn't talk about them. He only talks about TF2. Like,
Yeah,
bro.
that's because this guy's a TF2 player in disguise. Didn't you see the intro? Anyway, I'm paused.
You know
Let's
what? Yeah, I
finish
guess
this.
so.
It's not.
He just
That's
told
not
us.
acceptable. Our point is that it's not acceptable.
That's not acceptable, but I guess he is a TF2 guy.
Remember that
We
players
should
Whatever.
kill
can
him.
optimize all the
The video's
fun
a
out of a
TF2
game and then
game and
some.
all-
And
it
if
is
the
a TF2 game
optimal
and all
way
that
to
thing.
play a game is in a way
Well,
that
then why did
isn't
he
fun,
pretend to
it's
be
a game
talking
design
about the
problem
discussion
and
in
not like a
general?
player
Exactly,
just
yeah.
It's
doing
dishonest.
something like that.
But that's the part. That's the
Close
problem.
range
Is that it's
isn't a
dishonest.
problem that's specific
Might as
to
well
any
start with
one
the best, right?
multiplayer game because it's simply entailed.
No, but
by
he's
the
not going to
I-
go
I-
anywhere else. It's not
I- I-
start with the best. He didn't go anywhere else. He didn't apply it to any other game in specifics. He didn't even mention another game's name.
FPS game? I don't think so. TF2 is not the best FPS game.
No, I wouldn't say
I'm
that
referring
either.
to the implementation of Sniper, little bro.
I also wouldn't even say that.
No,
but it's
I
also
wouldn't-
relative.
I
But
wouldn't
I'd also
say
say
that
that I'd also say that it's relative to the game's inherent mechanics and how you're doing everything else. So it's not even fair to compare TF2 to other games at a point as far as implementation of
Yeah,
Sniper.
it's
better than
because
most
it's
of these other
different.
games. Let's go up high.
No, it's just-
up high.
No, it's just different.
No, it's just different.
No.
It's
No,
just
we're
different.
correct here.
multiplayer
You're
shooters
wrong.
to want to have
only play
different
TF2
equipment
bro.
for different players, and it usually
I
isn't
play
as
other
simple
games.
as just
Is that the
nerfing
fucking
firing
brass
in
beast?
order
What
for
the
higher
fuck?
range
Yeah.
and higher damage, but sometimes
So
it
big.
is that simple, honestly. Game developers understand that intentionally staying out of combat isn't really some people's cup of nuts, but they want to make sure it's still a
What?
relatively fun gameplay experience when you encounter people
Why
that
do you say cup of
have that
nuts
as their
instead of
cup of
cup of
nuts,
tea?
where
Why do
they
you have to
want
be
to stay out of
quirky?
combat and snipe people from longer
Because
ranges.
he
It's
said
just
it
that
twice
some
already in
games
the
do
video.
it a lot
better than others. So let's briefly go over everything I've learned from my observations.
I learned nothing, bro.
Range as a concept comes from the desire of developers to add gun variety to their games.
That's not... No, that's not how range exists. What?
What?
Yeah, that's part of
Briefly
it, but it's
go
not
over
really the full
everything
picture.
I've learned from my observations.
Hang on.
Range as a concept comes from the desire of developers to add gun variety to their games.
Range is begotten from a developer's desire to represent it. That is so stupid.
That's like one aspect, but
That's
no,
not even the
that's
right
reason
way
why
to
I
say
ran.
what I think he's trying to say.
When the burger is made of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get a nothing
the
burger with
range
a side of
problem
something
exists
sauce?
Seriously, man.
In every multiplayer shooter, the severity of it will change based on external factors,
the exact same,
mainly
like, 9
max
pictures of
movement
it,
and
9
average time to kill.
He is
the same 9
recycling his
things of
editing,
game. Yeah, he's used the same 9 things of games all at once, like 4 times in this video. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. This was another nothing burger statement, which is just the range problem exists, but it's relative to the game.
I didn't even hear because this video is already nothing anyway.
Players generally dislike dying in ways that feel unfair or like they had no input. But because of the intentional design of the range
Emotional
system
problem.
in multiplayer games, it is going to be unfair.
And that's not even a right way to use the word fair. I don't think he understands what fair actually means when it comes to a formal discussion about it.
Now that I think about it, I could easily LARP as a green screen YouTuber and make as much bank as he is.
Seriously, man, why am I not selling my values away to make some fast cash? Holy cow. If this knucklehead can do it, surely I can.
Long-range
If it was just
interactions
him
aren't
talking to a
normal
green screen, I wouldn't
player-to-player
even mind this
interaction,
video, but the editing is like too much. If it was just him
and
talking to a green screen, I
information
wouldn't
usually
care.
plays
Yeah.
a vital role in making sure both players feel like they had an input on the outcome. Long range should be a trade-off for close range or some other attribute. You can't
never
just
talked about the
stick
sniper
a
rifle.
5-time scope on any gun and call it
No,
a day.
he didn't even.
And
not
lastly,
at
all
base,
sniper
I don't
and
think.
long-range players are just cowards and pussies. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, that's a wrap.
Screw you too. Oh, this is the conclusion. Oh, so this was a 24.5-minute video in which, oh my gosh, he really did say nothing. The most, the most nothing to have ever nothinged.
The real question is this video worth uploading? Did we say anything? Because I think we've said nothing in this video.
We said more trying to guess,
said more.
trying to guess what he was going to say.
We said more than he did, but I still think we said fucking nothing.
Yeah.
It's
All we are saying is give Sniper a chance.
Or is it, yeah, give the sniper rifle a chance, bro.
Give the sniper a chance, bro.
Give the sniper a chance, bro.
Man. And I have to go now. So I just, man, that felt like more of a waste of time.
This is like
oh man.
I could have been working on Hammer this entire time, but instead, we watched.
I mean, hey, we saw like the one non-lethal sniper take ever, which is like
that was the most moderate. That was the most moderate TF2 sniper rebalance idea I've ever heard in the entire discussion, and it wasn't even from a guy that's exclusively TF2.
Yeah. That wasn't even that bad. That wasn't even that bad.
Jeez.
The real issue with this video, he says nothing, and he LARPs about playing other games. That's it.
Yeah.
That's just the video.
Fun, man. I'll upload this as a because for the sake of completion in my brain, but man, that's just
well, upload, and then you can then we can make it. No, you know what we should do? Here's an idea, right? What if after we watch like 20 videos, we make a shitty tier list of all the videos we've watched.
No.
Only when we get to a certain point, I think that would make more sense
exactly.
if we actually far in the future.
Point, if we get to a certain point, we should rank all the videos we watch and see.
Yeah.
How bad is this video compared to this one?
I'd probably want to do that after we actually react to maybe like 25 or so videos, just because it's enough.
Exactly,
that's enough to really just think about.
When we do another 25 videos, do another. I'm kidding.
I don't think we've ever reacted. It's like I guess it's the sort of thing that's always hard to do as reactionary people, is that it's hard to react to really good videos because it's hard to just look at something and be like, no, I completely agree. That was also very well made.
No,
if we
find we should find something that's like gaslighting us into thinking it's a good, thinking it's a bad video, and it actually has like good takes.
That'd be kind of
That would
fun.
be that would just be team. That would just be team right there.
That would be a lot of fun, yeah.